So this was our second visit to the Bali Hyatt Regency, and today I just wanted to walk through what it's like to be staying here if you plan on coming to Bali. So Hyatt Regency Bali is actually based in Sanur. It's a quieter area compared to Kuta, and it's actually a very nice area to stay in. There's a lot of food choices and massage places down the road, which I really love those variety for good coffees and food. So the Hyatt Bali Regency, as you can see from the foyer, it's actually really lovely. It's got that wooden feel about it, and that's the reception in front of you. When you arrive, they give you welcome drinks, and we got there quite late at night, so it was a bit dark initially when we were going through to our room. So as you can see, during the day we were able to just walk straight along from the foyer down this path, and it literally is actually check-in, and the reception is actually based on level 1. So walking along this path, and then you just need to turn right, and right at the end of that was our room. So we stayed in room 1325, and it was actually a suite that we had booked. So there's 4 of us staying, and so with the lounge and the living room was actually converted to a bed, and that's a walk-in closet for your clothes, and our suitcases fit nicely along this bench. They've also got 2 robes for you as well, and then in the bedroom they've set up an extra bed, and there's a queen size bed as well. So as you can see, it's actually a really nice place to stay, and like I said, this is the second time we've stayed here. The bathroom was just huge, and you can see there's the double sink, there was a big bathtub, and then there's the shower and toilet was separate. They give you water every day, and then there was a welcome set of fruit when we arrived in the room. The next morning, this was the view that we got when you open one side of the living room doors, and from here you can see that there's actually a massive balcony with some couches and a table and chairs for you to sit outside. It's huge, this balcony. And then from the other side, you see from the other door of the living room there's another little seating, and then from the bedroom there's another balcony. It's actually very spacious, but you wouldn't really sit out there too often because it's quite muggy and quite hot. In the main foyer, you'll see there's plenty of sitting areas under this beautiful well-lit space, and there are fans to keep you cool as well, and that's where a lot of people do hang out if they're not hanging by the beach. Grounds, very peaceful. It's a beautiful garden with lots of little walkways for you to venture through, and there's lots of little ponds where you see there's fish in them, and there's also free-range ducks moving around if you're lucky to spot them. This was the breakfast restaurant, which we didn't try because we booked a suite room. We actually got the privilege of using the actual lounge access, and that provided us free breakfast and free canopies at night and free drinks through the day. So that's where we utilize our time. If you watch my future videos, I will make a video on what is on offer at the Regency Club. So stay tuned for future videos on the club lounge itself. But as you can see along the lawns, there's just lots of little places that you can just stroll along, part of the Hyatt premises. There's just so much lovely land and gardens for you to enjoy. The other thing that we really like the Hyatt Regency for is that it literally can walk straight onto the beach, and that is something that I really love about this place, because you can walk from the front, which goes straight onto the shops, to the back, which from the poolside takes you straight onto the beach. So you could swim in the water, or you can play in the sand right there, and there are lots of eateries right along that footpath up and down as well. So I think it's a really great location to actually hang out and stay in Bali if you choose to not want to be in a really crowded area. So as you can see from the foyer, it was actually considered level 1, and then there was actually 2 more levels. They've also got an adult only pool, and that area no children were actually allowed there. They've got a gym as well, and as you can see they've got fountains and little walkways and bridges, and there's koi swimming in the water as well. So lots to just venture around if you want to just stay on the grounds. The Hyatt Regency also offers a kids club. There is a fee involved, and that's runs throughout the day, and there's also kids activities at the pool side as well. So there's bike hires to ride around, and this is my kids' favorite. They love swimming up towards this little fountain that's part of the swimming pool. There's a pizzeria at the end of the actual resort which looks out onto the beach. Now, one of the days that we were there, it rained so heavily that morning, all we could do was literally sit around and just watch the rain. Under the reception area, as you can see, I was just sitting there happily until the rain stopped before we ventured out. Unfortunately, that day when I came back from my little walk, I slipped, ended up fracturing my ankle. Hence, the rest of my trip, I was just lying or having to sit in a wheelchair or use my crutches. But the highlight that I really love about the room that we stayed in was that there was actually a really good bench for you to sit on while you're in the shower. And I thought that was the biggest blessing for me when I injured myself. And the staff there was wonderful as well. So really, the location of the resort, you can't go wrong with the wheelchair access. There was enough room around the resort for you to easily move around in the wheelchair as well. So if you're looking for a bit more accessibility, this one is worth trying. Now, they did make the room quite pretty at the end of the day, and I do hope you enjoyed my quick preview of this resort.